Hey, what's up guys? Thank you and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a review of my favorite mobile suit, the Master Grade Gundam Barbatos. So Gundam Barbatos is my favorite mobile suit, mostly because when I was a kid, I grew up playing with those Hasbro Zoids kits. They were like these plastic model kits that you snap them together and it has a wind-up mechanism to where they would walk. When I was a kid, I didn't really know any better, so I would just snap them off the runner. And the thing about the Gundam Barbatos is the design is just so primal and so wild, very beast-like, so it reminds me a lot of those old times. So before anything else, let's get started with some B-roll. So overall, this kit doesn't have too many parts, but at the same time, it still packs a lot of detail into it. Most of that detail comes in the form of panel lines on the inner frame. There are some on the outer frame as well, but you'll notice mostly on the inner frame, there's a lot of detail there, a lot of different areas you can paint. So the plus side of that is there's a lot of areas to paint to get some better color separation, but the downside is there are a lot of areas to paint. Fairly easy build. There aren't any mechanisms that are crazy or tricky to put together. There are a bunch of piston systems. We have two just for each arm. We have two under the torso, and then two behind the neck, one for the neck and one for the back area. So in terms of color separation, we do get a good amount, especially compared to the full mechanics version. The pink parts on the shoulders and the knees are both completely color separated with a clear plastic pink runner. On the inner frame, we do get some gold pieces. Each of the pistons have either a silvery paint or a silvery plating on it. I'm pretty sure it's just a paint, but it feels really nice. And like I said, there's panel lines all over this kit, mostly on the inner frame, but on the outer frame there are a lot of areas to panel line, especially on the different white armor pieces. There are some areas like the red spot in the pelvis area that I wish kind of had more color separation, but with that you can easily panel line or do some painting in there to get it to pop out more. So in terms of proportions for this kit, it looks pretty good. It has the slightly longer arms than a normal mobile suit that Barbatos is known for. The legs are very long and pretty sleek. My one complaint would be that it feels like it's very stocky compared to what you would see in the anime. And what I mean by that is that the torso just seems a little too close to the waist right here. So I wish they would expand this midsection here just to give it a little more height. As well as to separate the chest and the waist pieces. In terms of gimmicks, there are not too many gimmicks with this kit. I mean, you have some moving armor pieces, but that's pretty standard. The backpack does have this feature where it can pop out a little bit. There are some piston parts in there as well, but overall, the main gimmick of this kit is pretty much that it has a complete inner frame, which is kind of rare to see on a master grade, but it's really nice to see on this kit. Speaking of the backpack, it does have these two mounting points here where you extend the tabs out and you can mount the weapons onto it. And with the weapons of this kit, we are going to get the 300mm smoothbore gun. This is pretty interesting because this is what it looks like folded up. Then you slide it one way, pivot it around, slide it back, and there we have it in full. And while I've got it here, it is worth noting that this kit only has one sticker, and that's for right here on the camera lens for the gun. Next, for weapons, we do have this sword. Pretty cool, pretty detailed. However, it is only two pieces. There are little indents along the handle. These are for the holding hands for the kit. I'll show you how that works in a little bit. And lastly, we do have the mace. So I was pretty excited for this mace when I saw the kit. However, I am a little unimpressed just because it doesn't seem like there's a lot going for it once you have it all pieced together. The only features of this mace are you can extend the handle, just about that much. Even if you do, it does not stay in place that well. And with that, you can also extend the point of it out. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think the handle is supposed to extend as a feature. I think it's just used to push out the spear tip to make it easier to pull out. But yeah, that's all we got for it. Okay, so in terms of stability, the kit is pretty stable, pretty well built. Nothing really came apart as I was building it. I'll give it a little shake test. This one hardly even rattles when you shake it, which is good. As far as I've tested so far, each of the joints are pretty strong. Before I show you what it looks like holding a gun, I'll go ahead and show you how the holding mechanism works. So this is the inside of the holding hands. As you can see, there are 2 tabs in there. These line up with the indentations on the different weapons, like we saw on the sword and as we can see here. So we take it and we slot it in just like this. Then after doing so, we can attach it to the palm. And here we have it holding the smoothbore cannon. I'm not seeing any drooping with the arms, which is good. The joints are pretty secure. Even if I move the left arm from supporting it, it stays in place pretty well. Now, one thing I am not a fan of is the cockpit. It does have a strange sliding mechanism. I still don't even know if you're supposed to open it towards the head or away from the head, but you push on this top part pretty much. Then you open this here. The reason I don't like this cockpit is because this part on the inside shows pretty badly. So practically speaking, you don't really want to take any pictures of this kit with the cockpit open, just because it shows that clear piece outside of the inner frame and there's not really any way to hide it. So in terms of extra parts, we have the different holding hands. We have the ones for gripping things. We have the close fists. However, it does have this block of plastic on the inside, which makes it kind of weird to put on the hands, just because there's not that clear gap, even though there should be one. And lastly, we have the open palm fingers. These are pretty standard, pretty cool. We have 2 of these. These are both used to mount the weapons on the backpack. We have a base mount adapter. These are a couple extra pieces from the kits. This is one for the inner frame, and this is one for one of the armor pieces. And of course, we have our Mikazuki August figure, that little sociopath. Here is the sticker sheet. Like I said, there is 1 sticker for the camera lens. I totally forgot that there are stickers for the eyes, mostly because I really like how the green parts show on the head. It's color separated enough with some brown from the inner frame. It's kind of dark, so I'm shining a flashlight on it, but it's color separated pretty well enough to show that green apart from the inner frame. And we have the sticker sheet. I cut it into 2 pieces just so I could fit it in this bag where I usually keep spare parts and extra parts in. So right now this kit is only $46 at the time of this review on USA Gundam Store, which is where I got mine. And I think it's a pretty reasonable price for what you're getting, especially compared to the Full Mechanics Barbatos. I had the kit, I never built it though, because I gave it away to one of my friends, who wanted to start getting into building Gunpla. Lourdes, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Hope you're building it. But it is a very nice kit, a very sturdy kit, a lot of details and good articulation. So if you're a fan of the series, Iron Blooded Orphans, then this is a great pickup for you. Anyways, guys, that's it for the review. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. If you want to stay up to date with more Gundam content on my channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell notification icon to get notified whenever a new video is posted. I should have a video of this guy right here coming up soon. Because it's a very special kit, I do want to make it a very special video, so I'm taking my time on that one. But anyways, like usual, guys, hope you have a good rest of the day and start building.